Hello, Revere, and welcome to the March Revere Senior News Show that we're having this month, and we'll be bringing you up with all the news, so stay tuned and keep listening. Today we have a great guest. She's Director of
Business
PACE,
Development for PACE.
right? And your name is Pamela Pattavina.
You got it right, Morris.
I knew
Thank
that.
you.
I knew that. I did it by memory too.
It's a mouthful.
Let me welcome you.
Thank you. Nice to
Right.
be here.
Co-host Steve Fielding, Director of the Revere Senior Center. So, Steve, you have some news to report on, so you start it off.
I do, and I want to welcome Pamela as well. She's been on the show before, and it's great having you back. Thank you.
It's nice to be here, Stephen.
Okay, so some senior news from the Senior Center, the Rossetti Cowan Senior Center. First, we've added a great class. It's Advanced Core and Balance / Fall Prevention, and that's being held now on Tuesdays, 9:30. That's in addition to the 3 other classes that are held Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'm telling you folks out there, these classes are phenomenal. They get over 30 people to participate, Pamela.
Wow.
And this is a great class with a great instructor, and it's really helped a lot of people. So that's something I just wanted people to know. We also have a great St. Patrick's Day party coming up.
Very
March
excited.
28th. Yep, it's going to be awesome. And I don't know if you know this, Morris, but Carol Ty, our school committee person, everybody knows Carol, she is sponsoring the entertainment. And the entertainer is Trish McLaughlin, who is Irish. Last year we had the dynamic duo who were Italian, but they played a lot of everything. So March 28th, it fills up fast. It's a corned beef and cabbage dinner. Trish will be singing at 1 o'clock after dinner. And if you see Carol Ty, you just make sure you say thank you, because it's very generous of her to do that. We have our nurse Carol Donovan, another Irish name, and she's coming to the center on March 7th and March 21st. She's going to do blood pressure tests, and she's going to do individual consultations, and she's usually there between 10 or 11 to 12 p.m. So that's a good time for a lot of people. We have a monthly hearing program with Mary Marino of Mary's Affordable Hearing, and she'll be at the center on March 28th. She usually comes in around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and she'll take care of anybody who has any hearing aid needs. We do take appointments for her as well. We have a chair massage person, masseuse I guess you call it. Her name is Barbara McDonald, and she comes to the Rossetti Cowan Senior Center twice a month. She's coming on Monday, March 4th and Tuesday, March 5th. And she does a great job helping people limber up and helping them alleviate any pains or kinks that they may have. So that's a great thing. Dr. David Kaplan will be at the center on Wednesday, March 6th. He's there every first Wednesday of the month. He's usually there by 8:30. He'll only stay until he's finished with people. So don't call up like we've been getting a lot of calls and say, oh, is he going to be there at 1 or 2? Once his last person is done, that's it. He has other appointments. He usually leaves by 11:30 because he goes to other senior centers. Our Shine counselor, Barry Olevsky, she's there every Monday from 10 to 2. You have to make an appointment by calling the senior center, 781-286-8156, 4 appointments every Monday, and Barry will help you maneuver through any changes to Medicare. If you turn 65 and you're going on Medicare, you want to understand the supplements, she'll help you with that. So just call the senior center and make an appointment for her. I think I'm going to wrap that up because we have a lot to talk about.
Right.
So let's go right to talking about Neighborhood PACE.
Right,
Thank
before
you.
we start, Neighborhood PACE is where the old Matola Pulse used to be.
Yes.
And you brought in some
Pictures.
pictures and information about what goes on there. So why don't you take it over?
I will. So we started probably about 2 years ago and worked with the Matola Post to help them find a new location, and we took their old location. And on that piece of property, we built 16,000 square feet, a very, very big building that is all open, beautiful, overlooking the marsh.
Now, I got to ask you one question. I
Sure.
remember how it was old. Has it gotten big, expanded more
It's
outside?
expanded sideways a little bit and closer to the marsh.
Wow.
So, did you go there often, Morris?
Very often. I remember coming in the back all the time. There used to be a room there, with then you would walk through the bar into the main hall. Has that all been changed around too?
It had. Well, we don't have a bar and we don't have a main hall. But
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know what I'm talking about. When you come in from the back, where we used to park in the back.
Yes.
You walk in, there was a room there where people would talk, and then the bar was against the wall, and then you walk into the main room. Then
and it's almost just the reverse. So
Oh.
now you park in the front. You
Oh.
do come into the main lobby without the bar and overlook the marsh.
Yeah, and as Andrew, who is running this show for us, will show on the visuals that Pam brought, you'll see what the building looks like. So if you remember the Mottola Post, that right where the Mottola Post actually was, the building was raised, and that's where the parking lot is, and that's where the buses come in, the vans, and then the building is kind of pushed back closer to the marsh, and
Yes.
as Pam said, there's a beautiful patio, or a deck actually, right?
There are 2 decks off the back, and somebody graciously from Revere donated 2 purple martin houses, which are the little birds that live in the marsh, and the participants love them.
Right.
tell us everything that goes on now with PACE services at the new location.
Well, we are a provider and we are an insurance company. So what people do is they join our program and they get all of their health care services at the PACE Center. So they see a complete care team of professionals, which includes a doctor, nurse practitioners, occupational therapy, physical therapy, social work. They can get whatever they want there, and it is really a team approach to care. So they can come in for their clinical needs, or they can come in for the social day program.
PACE does not go to their homes, they come to you.
We also go to your home.
Oh, you do?
So all you need to do to join the PACE program is to meet some criteria, but you have to, within yourself, say, I want to live in my home for as long as possible and avoid living in a nursing home. And it's our job to work with you and your community to keep you living there.
That's great.
It's kind of special, huh?
Very good.
And just for people out there from Revere that want to know this, you have quite a few people from Revere that currently utilize the PACE program.
We do. Right now we have 148 people from Revere.
And you provide transportation for them to come to the PACE service?
Morris, we provide transportation door to door from their home or from their apartment. And when I say door to door, we literally go up and knock on the door and help the person out. Our drivers are all trained so that they can look for things. Is the person dressed correctly? How are they feeling today? Do they need any help carrying anything? And same with medical appointments. We take you door to door. It's a very nice service.
Is there any age limit on that to join PACE services, if I may ask?
There's a younger age limit, which is 55 years old, but there is no upper limit.
Oh, I see, 55 and up.
And up. And we do have 2 people, one who's 104 and one 103.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You remember, Morris, like, and Pam certainly does, because she was instrumental in helping us when we initially needed a new van when I first became director. Through Pam and Manny Lopes and Jim O'Brien, the transportation director, we were able to get a used van from the PACE program, the East Boston Neighborhood Health Center.
Yep.
So she was very instrumental in getting that second van for us.
That's great. Thank you on behalf of the senior center, too.
You're more than welcome. Hopefully we can do it again someday
But
soon.
I would like to go one step even further on behalf of all the veterans, because veterans do use that van.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. It's great. I mean, I think transportation is key in the communities that we live in. People have to go up and down stairs. You know, I have to say in Revere, the streets haven't always been shoveled,
That's right.
sidewalks well. Road crossings are tough, so it's nice to be safe and
And the new
get
PACE
there.
Center is beautiful because it's one level.
One level,
And
yes.
it's got so many different functionalities within the center itself.
Yes.
Pam, I have to tell you, if it wasn't for the van that you donated, I would never get to the senior center because I cannot drive anymore due to age and due to health reasons. But the van is beautiful. I mean, it's a godsend to us. So, again, thank you.
It is very important.
So tell us the type of what are the steps does a person need to do to join the PACE Center? They need to schedule an appointment with some folks there, and they need to talk to somebody about what they need to do to utilize all the services you provide.
Yep. So we really start out, and it really begins with interest. So you have to be interested in wanting to live at home and live at home with services. So that's the first step. So once you're interested, you would let us know by calling 617-569-6377, and you can schedule an appointment, and we would come out into your home and we would talk to you all about it. But each person is really like different. They all want different things. So for example, Morris might have diabetes and might have trouble walking, and that's your concern. So you want to know what we can do for that particular disease case. Stephen might just be there because he has chronic medical conditions that he wants to keep on top of, and he might really utilize the wellness center and exercise programs. So it really is geared around what you and your care team think is best for you.
Right now, is PACE open 7 days a week or just 5?
So PACE is open in Revere 5 days a week,
Oh,
but we
5
have 2 day centers, one in East Boston and one in Winthrop, that are open 7 days a week.
So when somebody is in the PACE program, and as they age, certain things develop or they experience health issues, the team that's assigned to them kind of get together and evaluate what the needs are or what the next steps are, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
They all get together, and we try to do everything that we can to keep you independent. So sometimes that might mean things like, say you can't walk anymore, but you live in a place where having a power-operated vehicle would help you, or an electric wheelchair, or a hospital bed at home. Those things are very important and very easy to get because it's all coordinated under one house. We also, I'd like to talk about, Stephen, some of the other things people forget about is things like eye care, eyeglasses, eye surgery, cataract surgery. All of that is covered. All your dental is covered. We want to make sure that the dental is preventative, or if you have any dental diseases, that those are taken care of, including caps and cleanings and dentures. Also hearing aids. Hearing aids are very expensive, and we cover those at 100%. So if you lose your hearing aid, we replace it for you, because we know if you can't hear, you're not going to be as independent.
Right.
So as an insurance company,
Yep.
let's say, okay,
That's what
you
we
have
are.
a network of providers that you are in your program.
Yes.
Okay, so, and I assume that there's a vast array of them depending on what specialty there is.
Yes. So we use primary care providers, which are a combination of medical doctors and board-certified nurse practitioners. They all specialize in geriatrics. And across each center has a doctor and 4 primary care providers.
Right.
But what's interesting about what we do is our providers really only see about 55 people, which is almost unheard of in today's world. If you were to go to your own doctor would see many more. So you're getting that specialized care, you're getting that chance to ask your questions, have your questions answered, and then have the team coordinate everything else. So if you need to see a specialist, we book the appointment with the specialist, we send you there, we get the medical record back for you, and then we discuss that as a group. Where are we going to go from here? So it's really nice.
Talking about diseases and specialists and things, we have some questions to people at the senior center, and I would like to read one at a time to you.
Sure,
from me.
absolutely.
It came from a beautiful young lady, and she asked me, well, actually, we'll do this one because this is more important. How can you detect the early stages of diabetes?
So diabetes is something that you either get when you're young, which is called type 1 diabetes, generally up to age, 18, 19, 20. My sister's a diabetic, and she was diagnosed when she was 20. And that tends to be the more serious one. The next step is called type 2 diabetes. You can get that from being overweight, you can get that from not exercising properly, but usually people say things like, I'm thirsty, I'm tired, I've gained weight, or I've lost weight, or I just don't feel like myself. And it's a very simple blood test to see what your blood sugar is. And you might just find out when you go for your annual physical, because they do tests for that.
Right. And it seems like doctors today, and I know from my own personal experience, they are keen on checking your A1C,
Yep.
what your levels are, and like you said, the blood test will reveal, what other associated problems you may have as a result of maybe even being pre-diabetes.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. And a lot of pre-diabetics can be controlled with diet. Right. But we encourage people to really look at that and have those tests done, because it does affect your eyes and your kidneys and all of your organs. A lot of people have trouble with their feet. Mm-hmm. So it is important, and I can tell you a lot of our folks have it. Mm-hmm. It's very prevalent out there.
Can I read one more
Sure.
question? Oh,
No, go ahead.
No.
Go right ahead.
Sarah, okay. This comes from a beautiful young lady at our senior center, and she wrote, which is better, a multivitamin or an individual vitamin? If you can read this.
So I think what people mean is, multivitamins are usually something that people take every day. Those specialty vitamins, like maybe a vitamin C, a vitamin D, a vitamin B, are usually prescribed later on in life to give you a boost. So like vitamin D, up here in Massachusetts, when you don't get a lot of sunshine, that's the sunshine vitamin, they'll often give you vitamin D to supplement that, especially in the winter.
And again, all these things depend on the individual, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Someone said to me, what is good for one may not be good for the other person, even
That
though
is
you
true.
both have the same diseases.
That's right.
Well, I can tell you, Morris, that we have over 600 people in the program, and I can tell you that there are probably no two plans of care that are alike, because everyone is different.
And I have to speak for myself on this one. Back in 2002 or 3, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, which I still have to this day. It's in some remission, but I do take treatment for it. What is usually the life capacity when a person does have prostate cancer, the normal lifespan?
So I think you're asking a question of God, not me here.
Okay, okay. No, I thought, so like, I'm lucky, let's see, 2002. So we're talking 17 years.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, you also, you're lucky because you detected it early, and
Yeah.
that's what they say with any kind of cancer, or any kind of disease for that matter. When you know your body and something's going a little bit wrong, get it checked out early. Catch it early.
Absolutely.
It's better.
Absolutely. Why don't you read another question from another senior?
Okay, another question from another senior. Yeah, that would apply to a lot of seniors. What can be done to ease the back pain on the spine?
Back pain. Well, back pain, a lot of people do take medications for that, a lot of pain medications, but most people feel or can feel pretty cloudy from that. So one of the things we recommend, and Stephen, you're certainly supporting it at the Senior Center, is appropriate exercise.
Right.
Exercise that's geared towards spotting and the particular area and working on that. Strength training.
Okay, here's one. This is from a lady at the Senior Center. How old do you have to be to stop making love?
Well,
No, just...
I'm a senior myself, so I'm going to say never. Never.
And I've been married 69 years. I could go along with you on that and say never.
Say never.
You
Yeah.
don't go along with anybody except your spouse after
Oh.
all those years.
Here's a good one. A lot of seniors do have pain, knee pains. My wife herself had a steel rod put in. Beside a knee operation, what can be done to ease the pain? I didn't think there was anything that could be done to ease the pain on the knee.
Well, we have both physical and occupational therapists that do a lot of work with that. We also do acupuncture, which helps some people. We do deep tissue massage, and again, exercise. All of our equipment is Kaiser equipment, so it can be adjusted down to half an ounce.
Right.
So you can really put what you need in the area that you need it.
So Morris and Pam, one of the things that is helping people a lot, the people who have those kind of issues, like I said, we have the fall prevention class. We have chair yoga.
Excellent.
We have combo exercise program. We have Tai Chi that helps the balance and help movement. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that all these different types of exercises, you know, when you're not moving or you're stationary, you have issues because your body needs to move. You need to stretch. These help, you know, with those kind of issues, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think the fall prevention is key because for a lot of folks, unfortunately, it is that fall that starts them on the process. So they want to make sure that whenever they can, they really limit their exposure to that.
And the other thing is, I mean, I see it every day. People are too much in a hurry, even seniors, even the ones using the walkers. And they have too many things going on in their mind, so they're not paying attention. So even with a walker, we had a lady at our Valentine's Day party last month. She had a walker. She wasn't paying attention. She was looking at the music, talking to people. She banged into the wall, and she started to slide down the wall. And I was able to, I happened to be right there. I was able to grab her and catch her. But she would have been in tough shape because the walker was coming down towards her as well, and she's pretty frail. So people need to slow down, pay attention.
Slow down, exercise, and exactly, pay attention and wait.
Right.
Wait for, sometimes waiting for a little help is worth the saving of the hip.
The mind always works quicker than the body sometimes.
It does.
Yeah.
Here's a good one for you. This could also apply to me too. What can be done to stop the crackling noise in your knee? There's nothing that can be really done for that.
That's probably an orthopedic question, but again, I would recommend, you know, PT, physical therapy, taking a look at that.
Right. I remember when I was in the VA hospital and there was a patient who did have that problem. The nurses were saying, the general practitioner, that they have some kind of shot like a jelly they shoot into your knee.
Ooh.
That's only good for 6 months or so. Is that something new that came?
I don't know if that's new that's come out, but I do think that the field of orthopedics is really growing, and there's lots of different techniques to be used. So.
Here's one for all the women at the senior center, for all the women who eventually get old.
You can ask about Botox.
What are the no. What are the early stages for women who get breast cancer? Can that be detected early too?
So most people who have a history in the family get tested early. I can tell you with mammography, which is the test that they do, now they have a 3D mammography that can really detect things very, very early. But if you have a history of anything, whether it be breast cancer, diabetes, you should always go early and make sure you tell your doctor about that.
Here's one for you too. Let's see, we got about 5 minutes left. Good.
Okay.
So I can get about 2 more in maybe?
Sure.
Okay. What does it mean to get a feeling of pins and needles in your leg?
Pins and needles in your leg.
What do they mean by that, pins and needles? Like one of the women told me she gets a feeling of like.
Well, it is one of the symptoms of diabetes.
Oh, that is?
Pins and needles. Or her leg might just be asleep if she's been sitting too long and not up and moving around. But again, I think these are all great questions that people should, I guess what I think is so important here, Morris, is that people are thinking about what they want to ask their doctor. And I would encourage anyone who's going to the doctors to bring their questions to them. These are not trivial things. These are could be big things.
And they're very general questions.
Yes.
And they have to be geared towards the particular person. You know?
Oh,
Absolutely.
Here's a good question that was asked. I like this one. Is citrus fruit good for you if you have a cold, since it contains a lot of vitamin C?
Well, I can only tell you that my mom, when I had a cold, when I was a little girl, we had one of those pull-out kind of cutting boards. And when anybody had a cold, all vitamin C's were laid out. And it worked for me, so I'd have to say yes.
Right. What are some of the fruits that do have vitamin C that are good, Pam?
Oranges and lemons and limes. But a lot of things have vitamin C besides fruit.
Now, at home, I can't do it at the senior center. At home, I make myself an onion sandwich.
An onion sandwich?
And yep, I do. But
Okay.
I'm not finished yet. I take a couple of cloves of garlic and I crush them.
And do people like sitting next to you after that, Morris?
I have no friends.
You won't have any if you do that in front of them, I know that.
No, but I mean, my doctor, when I asked him at the VA, he says, that's perfect for you.
Yep. Yep.
So I didn't know what he meant to have no friends.
Or to help you with something.
I've never heard of that kind of sandwich, and I hope I don't again.
Yeah.
You want me to make you one up?
No, thank you. I'll pass. Morris, we have about 2 minutes and 40 seconds left.
I don't know.
So,
This I don't understand. Maybe you could explain that to me. And I've asked people at the center, and they could. What is a medicine is meant by an indication? I never heard that terminology used, really.
So an indication just means that that medicine is indicated for whatever you're taking it
Right.
for. It's
How
more
many-
like a contra indication.
We've got about 2 minutes left.
Okay.
You take a minute and a half to wrap it up, and then leave us about 30 some odd seconds to Steve to finish it up.
Okay, well, I am so thrilled to be here. This is very interesting. I love when seniors ask questions. I'd love to do more of this. But again, my point is that they should be asked of the doctor, so you really get the best advice. And I'd also like to invite you down to Neighborhood PACE in Revere. I'll give Stephen the information, and come take a tour.
yeah, I've been there, so.
Yep. Because, and the other thing I do want to say is, just because we're a PACE program and we're a provider in insurance doesn't mean that we want you not to live your best life. Many of our folks go to the Revere Senior Center. They're still out in the community doing all of the things they love. Our mission is to keep you doing that as long as possible.
Thank you for coming, Steve.
Thank you, Morris.
Before I wrap
you.
it up, you do too.
Okay, what I want to say is to all seniors out there, come to the Rossetti Cowan Senior Center on Winthrop Avenue in Revere. Get out of your home. You don't want to be isolated, alone, or surrounded by four walls. You want to have good socialization, camaraderie. There's a number of things you can participate in or just socialize.
Yep.
We have a monthly party every month, which people seem to love. Every day we have something going on there. Morris plays music. We have a book club. We have a number of exercise classes, a computer class, a knitting group. We have so many things going on at the Senior Center. Please come and check it out.
Right, Steve, and thank you. You said Winthrop Avenue, but just to make sure people know where on Winthrop Avenue, 25, I believe.
25 Winthrop Avenue.
Right. So come on down, and I want to thank all you for listening. Until the next time, I hope you people enjoyed the show, and I hope you people enjoyed Mrs. Pattavina.
Thank
She
you.
did a terrific
Thank
job
you.
with it.
Pleasure.
Right, and God bless our troops. God bless the United States of America, and I hope to see you again on next month's show.